Well, I guess you all heard the news by now. It looks like problems with Thomas Clare Binger are over for Dominick Black. He has been offered a plea agreement. And in this agreement, he agrees to the following: contributing to the delinquency of a child, citation 2020 whatever, contrary to county ordinance. In other words, this is not really even a crime. This is below a misdemeanor. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, he should never have taken it. He should have held his ground. Are they right? Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
Hell no, they're not right. Are you crazy? Keep in mind, and I think people have lost sight of this, but Thomas Clare Binger was going to appeal this if Dominick did not accept this plea agreement. To fight that appeal, Dominick Black's family would have to raise money for a lawyer. It's not cheap. Furthermore, what if the appeals court would have came back and said, according to the way we understand the statutes, no one under the age of 18 can walk around with a rifle. In other words, this appeals court could throw out the dismissal by Judge Bruce Schroeder, and Dominick Black is back on the hook, facing 10, 20 years. Furthermore, even if he wins, he loses. He's out all that money for the legal expenses, plus he has to abide by his bail agreement for the next year because it takes that long for an appeal to work its way through. Which means no contact with certain people, including Kyle Rittenhouse, and a number of the other stipulations. He has a gun charge hanging over his head. He's not going to be able to get a lot of jobs because he'll have to admit to that. So, accepting this plea agreement is a no-brainer. And for those of you who still think that Dominick Black should have held his ground, what would you have advised your own kid to do? Do you really think that you would have advised your own son to stick to your guns? So to avoid what? A $2,000 citation? Come on, man. Think a little bit. Accepting the plea agreement was the right thing and the smart thing to do. And you also have to think about this in terms of Dominick Black's future career choices. He wanted to join the military. He wanted to be a commercial airline pilot. A violation of a county ordinance is probably not going to hurt him as far as being able to attain that future. I mean, sure, it could, but I highly doubt it will. In which case, again, this is the smart thing to do. If he had accepted a plea deal for a misdemeanor gun charge, that would have been much, much more serious. I mean, even if he avoided jail, he still could have wiped out many of his future career choices doing so. And therefore, such a plea deal would not necessarily have been a very good one. This is solid. A no-brainer. Now, a lot of you are saying, well, this plea agreement is bullshit because he didn't contribute to the delinquency of a minor. Yeah, well, that's the nature of plea agreements. Sometimes you go ahead and you admit to things that you really didn't do just to make the problem go away. So it doesn't matter whether he really contributed to the delinquency of a minor or not. It was a smart thing to do to accept the plea. It's over for him now. As far as the state goes, will the feds come in later? I doubt it very much. I don't think the feds have a case against him. But who knows? They might. But whatever the case, as far as Binger is concerned, as soon as the judge signs this document, it's all over for Dominick Black and he can go back to his life. And for that, we should be so thankful. I mean, a lot of people have sort of misunderstood how tough this was on Dominick because we've been focusing so much on Kyle Rittenhouse. But in reality, Dominick has undergone a lot of strain here too. He was facing serious jail sentences of his own. Furthermore, he didn't even kill anybody that night. He didn't shoot anyone. It was Kyle that did all that business, so why would Dominick pay the price? It made no sense. And so, with somebody in his shoes, I can imagine he would have had a lot of resentment towards the situation. Luckily, it looks like he didn't have any resentment towards Kyle, which is pretty noble of him, because it would have been easy to do so. So, in summary, the plea agreement is a very sweet deal for Dominick Black. It's good that he accepted it. He did the right thing. He did the smart thing, and get off his jock. Like my video, subscribe to my channel.